Hi, folks. This is another podcast from Swaradime. This is your host, Arunagiri. I have the pleasure and honor of talking to Vidwan Ramakrishnan Murthy. Hi, Ram. How are you?
Hi, fine. Nice to meet you and nice to do this.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. Yesterday's concert at CET Soto Theatre, it was damn cold inside the auditorium, Ram.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How was... You had like two, these space heaters blasting from both sides.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I think there was a problem with the electricity or something. So there was like, you heard those sounds right in the middle. Like,
When you started the slokam, and then there was this weird noise and everybody like froze.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, it's part of the game, whatever. Yeah, and then நடுவுல வந்து அவ ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டாத. ஆமா. அது வரவும் இல்ல அது. So anyway, it's fine. So
it's a contrasting thing, like sitting in Chennai and actually really melting away compared to this cold blast.
Yeah, actually இந்த ஊர்லயும் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி cold பார்க்கல நாங்க. I don't think so. Like even in the colder places and things.
You've been living in Southern California, right? It doesn't get that cold அங்க.
விட்டு 4 வருஷம் ஆச்சு. But அங்க yeah, it was cold, but I suppose I've kind of forgotten it 4 years. மெட்ராஸ்ல இருந்துட்டு திரும்பி வரவே இல்லை. அதனால well, it's I'm used to that heat, the sweltering heat, and generally that suits my body better generally.
Okay. So how many more concerts do you have in the US to go?
Just 2 more. Detroit and Boston next weekend.
Okay.
And then we're done. Back to Madras.
So how many concerts?
Total 20. So we're done with 18. Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday there was let me go back to the concert. See, there was a sense of there was cold, but as Mr. Mani put it so beautifully, there was the warmth that was filling up the entire audience, the entire hall.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm sure that obviously the warmth was emanating from the stage, and there was a sense of serenity that despite all the noise and everything that came in and out, there was it completely enveloping the auditorium, the audience, and we were consumed by it, especially in that Sarasa Hita Gulab Jabrin, the phrase of Kampati.
Yes.
What did you feel? The Heer Kalam was just delectable.
I don't know. I always feel so blissful when I'm in the company of my Guru Sri Ram Kumar and Arun Prakash. I guess I don't know how how to describe. I don't know whether what I'm singing is it's good or bad, or it's just
You're just in the moment.
yeah. But with in the company of them, somehow I feel blissful. So if I'm able to communicate that, I'm happy.
You did more than that. I think at the whole, everybody, Sri Ram Kumar sir had a violin. It was just too blissful, I thought. And the swarams, the way you were taking Yadupu, the ending for everything, it was on Samam, right?
Yeah.
Particular phrase was on Samam. One thing now, the note panine, we've been all following our Ramakrishnan Murthy. Something has really changed. The concept on the oru phrase, the whole ambience, the pronunciation, the alapana, it was all, of course, intellectually measured and everything, but there was a lot of heart into it. The emotional maturity, the spirituality, and the bhakti. At the end, the tukda pieces, whatever they said tukda, but I thought that was the real. I really felt a sense of the devotion from
Thank
the
you.
stage. Yeah, Ummanalla andadu.
Thank you.
I really am happy I attended that concert, and whoever missed it, I think they lost it. But something has changed in the last. Of course, you're not the same Ram that was 8 to 10 years back.
Oh, you knew me then?
No, I didn't know as in the musician. See, a musician's real asset is a voice. That your voice has certainly become more robust. There was one voice, one pure tonality I heard from the Shlokam till Ramachandraya Janaka. What did you do in the last 8 to 10 years? There was no raspiness. You tended to get raspy previously.
Yeah.
So what did you change?
I didn't change anything. First of all, I'm just 25. So 8 to 10 years back, I was 15, 16, and my voice was still
of course
developing, and I think it's still developing. I think.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything in particular, but through the years, you know, I have to preface everything by saying, you know, yen buddhi etna alavukku, because I've had the chance to be with, you know, a lot of, you know, quite a few great people, and avaloda habits and avaloda
ஏதாவது பர்டிகுலராக சொன்னால வாய்ஸ் எப்படி ஐ நோ யூ ஸ்டார்ட் பெர்ஃபார்மிங் குவைட் அ வைல் பேக் அண்ட் தென் வாய்ஸ்லாம் பிரேக் ஆன உடனே
yeah, so actually my first concert was in the midst of my voice breaking thing when I was, I think, 13.
Okay.
And I remember, I think the Shruti was 4.5 then. So it just started reducing.
Like DK Jayaraman singing with DK Pattamma.
I know, yeah. So yeah, my Shruti before that was like 5.5 things. So it was just, you know, starting to come down.
Yeah.
But other than, you know, I didn't really have any difficulty with my voice then. I don't remember. But it just gradually came down. Then it came up a little bit more. I kind of raised it from, I think, 1.5 to 2.
Yeah, I thought you were singing in D for some time.
D da. This is D.
You sang in D as well.
Yesterday was just, I just loaded a very, very small, not even kaal katta solva theriyuma, not even a quarter pitch. Okay. But I lowered it a bit because there was a sudden weather change this past week in Portland and Seattle. It's a little cold.
Yeah.
And of course with the 3-day weekend, you know, 3 concerts in 3 days, I was just feeling a bit of strain, so I just reduced it to a pinch, that's all. And I found it, you know, much more comfortable, so that's why I was lucky. I mean, it's even for me, it's hard to predict how my voice is going to behave on a certain day, no matter what I do to prep.
Yeah.
And so
you haven't done any specific exercises, or I know that, you know, you obviously didn't want to talk before the concert, you wanted to preserve your voice, but besides that, any specific things that you would want to recommend to aspiring people, musicians, vocalists especially?
There was a period, you know, I think when I was like beginning college or something 4-5 years back, I actually had a period of, you know, a couple months, 2-3 months, where I meticulously got up in the morning and I sang for about half an hour.
What would you say?
Let me say that I didn't get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Whenever I got up, just the, you know, like the first half an hour after you get up, your voice is kind of like thick, right?
Correct.
So in that time,
yeah.
You know, practicing the lower octave was helpful for me.
So just akara.
That's all.
Okay.
Akaram and in the lower octaves as much as possible.
Okay.
You know, even certain compositions like the 3 Swarajatis and those things are very helpful.
Okay.
To sing at that time, you know, because they're all in the, you know, predominantly
correct,
in the lower octave and things.
So you're saying in the odane, don't have to yell and scream at the higher, belt it out at the higher octave.
Yeah, actually they say it's supposed to have a good effect on your upper octaves as well if you practice that.
Lower octave.
Yeah. But you know, everybody's voice is different. Some people are just gifted with an amazing voice.
Yeah.
So
no, but see, what I found was, see, they say voice culture. See, the culture is kind of a vague term.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
But what I found, and I believe the right term should be voice fitness. That really shown yesterday. ஆரம்பத்துலேருந்து கடைசி வரைக்கும் ஒரே டெக்ஸ்டரில் அது வாய்ஸ், ஐ திங்க் இட் வாஸ் தேர்.
அதுக்கு ஒன்றும், you know,
there is no shortcut to it, I know, but is there?
Yeah, there's no shortcut. I mean, practice பண்ணணும். But it's just you know, the voice automatically gets tuned as you put more practice into it. And you know, and musically good habits, lifestyle வந்து ஒன்றும் எக்ஸ்ட்ரீமாக
இருக்கக்கூடாது.
இருக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு இல்லைன்னா பெட்டர்.
Okay.
I mean, obviously there's so many exceptions with people who like to, you know, have a good time and do a lot of things and their voice is still fine. So it depends on each person, and but generally as a general rule of thumb, to be balanced is good, and beyond that, you know, just things improve with time. So the more time you put in things.
So because I think when you were going up in the octaves yesterday, you were very consciously, there was a finesse in that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I actually get a lot of complaints that my voice is sounding strained, but
no. That's what I'm saying. It may have been okay, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. The Aram that we know, the voice has definitely.
It's refreshing to hear this. Thank you.
Yeah, it is definitely. That's my observation, my objective observation. I'm sharing it with you.
Thanks. Yeah.
The other thing that I want to ask is, obviously, tell us about your musical journey. So you were born here.
I was born in India.
Born in India.
Yeah, my family shifted here when I was about 3.
3, yeah?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, and then you were here, you did your schooling. What you UC Irvine?
Yes.
So what did you do, and then when was it that you decided, okay, to hell with all this, I'm going to do only music.
So when I was about 14 or 15,
Yeah.
actually Sriram Kumar, அவர் வந்து he had come home when he was touring with
Southern
Southern California, yeah. LA, I guess, greater LA. And I was 14 or 15, like superly, super passionate about music and things. பயங்கர ஆர்வ கோளார், இப்போ கூட தெரியல, பட் எனிவே அப்போ வந்து I was so passionate and I was like, how is it to be a musician, and என்னமோ கேட்டிருந்தேன், I was 14 or 15, என்னமோ வளரின்னு இருந்தேன் நான் அவர்கிட்ட. And he advised me, like, it's music has to be learnt as an art first. எந்த எதிர்பார்ப்பும் இல்லாமல் just not think about performing and things like that. And then he said, if you are to become a professional musician, that change will happen on its own. Right? Like nobody decides from a certain day, like, okay, from today I'm just going to do music full time. அது நடக்காது. It's not, it won't happen like that. Music has to choose you, is what he said. I to this day I don't know exactly why he said it to like a snotty-nosed 14-year-old. I mean, what does it matter?
Know, right? 14-year-old
I don't know, but I happen to remember that, and then it actually happened to me. And I remember at the time after he said it, I'm like, enna valarradhu ivar. I mean, why should I not take music? Why should I not? I just love to sing.
So why should you not take music? What is the significance of him saying
music should take you? அது என்ன வந்து அது நான் டிசைட் பண்ணாமல் யார் டிசைட் பண்ணுவா அப்படின்னு வந்து நான் அந்த வயசில் பைத்தியக்காரத்தனமாக யோசித்தேன். But then it happened.
இப்போ
நான் அனுபவிச்சேன் இது. I was 21. I finished my graduation. I moved to India.
Sorry.
And I moved to India because obviously I was passionate about music, and I generally love India.
So you finished your
my undergrad
here.
Yeah. So I moved, and I was moving with the intention of taking up a job there. I studied computer science here for the sole purpose of getting a job in India. No particular inclination or whatever for that. So I went for interviews, and I got few offers. And Indiaக்கு வந்த உடனே வந்து I had a couple of concerts that really gave me a good break. But just by chance. Couple of concerts in Madras, Mylapore, obviously, that a lot of people happened to attend, and
like Nada Inbam types.
Yeah, it was actually for Samaguti Srinivasa Golden Jubilee Trust.
Okay.
Organized by late V. Subramaniam and Kripa Subramaniam. That and Pallavi Darbar. I think that was the second year or something. Now it's like a big event. Yeah. But
of course, that was the last Pallavi Darbar was. Okay, Dvirag, that was okay. Anyway, not to distract.
Yeah, it's one of the places I really enjoy singing.
Absolutely, of course, yeah.
Because it's a challenge, and நிறைய practice பண்ணி. But anyway, so that was in its second or third year, I believe, when I first sang, and that was also it happened to be a very well attended concert, and it was a good break for me. It is June and July of 2011.
Okay, not too far back. 2011.
Yeah, 11. 11 is when I moved.
Okay.
So those two concerts really gave me a good break, and I started getting concert opportunities quite regularly, quite frequently, to the extent that I was not able to accept any of the offers. And by the time the season கச்சேரிலாம் வந்து வர ஆரம்பிச்சுருது டிசம்பரில். So I remember I asked one of the the employers that gave me a job offer. I asked them, December season is really important for me, and I have to perform. So when I have concerts just for those 2-3 hours, இப்போலாம் மத்தியான கச்சேரி தானே, so like if I can just take those 2-3 hours off, and I'll come back and I'll make up anytime.
Yeah.
But it's fair enough from their perspective. Obviously they won't let a fresher do that.
போயிட்டு வா சொல்லிட்டாங்க.
Definitely. போயிட்டு வாலாம் சொல்லல. Maybe you can look at another time. Of course கொஞ்சம் பாலிஷ்டா சொன்னா. நானும் I got the hint. So I mean then I tried going to I had a person that whose family function I sang for long before, and I approached him, and I knew he had a company. I asked him whether I could do something on my own time for him, and he was gracious enough to give me an opportunity, and I took that up, and I lasted one day ஒன்றும் வேலையும் நடக்கலை, சாதகமும் பண்ணலை, மைண்ட் ஒரு மாதிரி குழப்பிட்டு இருந்தேன். நான் என்ன பண்ணுறது, ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியல அப்படின்னு நானே யோசிச்சிருந்தேன். மேபி ஐ ஓவர் ரியாக்டட், ஐ டோன்ட் நோ. பட் அல்டிமேட்லி தட் ஒன் டே வாஸ் எனஃப் ஃபார் மீ டு டிசைட் தட் ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு ஒர்க் அவுட். ஸோ
wow,
so okay. It was really not my decision. It happened on its own. Yeah.
See, that's the thing, right? I mean, the epiphany. I asked Ritvik as well, and that is my question to myself and everyone, is really to identify and know when you have to do certain thing that you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, in the middle, I also asked my guru Sundararajan sir, what I should do. I asked him for advice. He said, when I first came, he said, I think you should take up a job and just see how it goes for a couple of years, and then you can make a call. But then within the 2 months, I told him about all this. He's like, okay, I don't think you need to worry about a job ever again. So, அவரோட வாக்கு தான். I mean,
do you I mean, you've been singing extensively, but do you imagine yourself singing till forever, or do you miss doing other things also?
But there was never anything else to do for me in my life. There was nothing else I actually did. Even college life I studied from home.
Mm-hmm.
And இந்த காலேஜில் 4 வருஷம் நான் ஆற்றுல ப்ராக்டிஸ்
you were a day scholar in college.
அந்த 4 வருஷம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணது தான் இட்ஸ் ரியலி ஹெல்ப் மீ இட்ஸ் கெப்ட் மீ இன் குட் ஸ்டெட் ஐ சப்போஸ். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் பேசிக்லாம் எங்கள் அம்மா உட்காத்தி வச்சதுனால I practiced, but yeah.
Tell me, you've gone to some great masters to learn. There are obviously a lot of people that who get discovered by either Carnatic Music Idol these days, reality TV shows, or really having a pedigree, right? I mean, you did go through different gurus.
Yeah.
You almost have your own genre now, R.K. Murthy genre.
Oh my God.
But what?
Okay, thank you.
It's all a culmination of all the best of the things from
yes.
everyone. So could you highlight what is it that you learned from, say, Sundararajan sir?
Yeah, this is a kind of a long answer. Is that okay?
Can you keep it a little bit short?
Yeah.
Go for it.
First of all, my first guru Padma Kutti.
Yeah.
Southern California.
Yeah.
Ava போட்ட fundamentals தான். It is I'm so thankful for that. I don't think anybody in the world, it's a strong statement, I know, but Najamabe, I don't think anybody in the world can teach basics like her.
This was when we were what age?
I was like 7, 8.
I think that was the most impressionable age.
I had no particular inclination or passion towards music on my own.
You didn't. Obviously, you went with a clean slate.
Yeah, she asked me the first time. I don't remember anything else from that first class. She asked me, do you like music? And my parents were there, obviously. I didn't want to hurt her, so I just said like, not really, kind of. Some, கொஞ்சம் மழுப்பிட்டேன் பேசிக்கா.
Okay.
And அதுலேருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சது தான். But
how many years did you?
I learned from 10 years. 10 years I learned from her.
Wow, okay.
Till I finished 12th. And அவ போட்ட ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ் தான். அகார சாதகம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னது, ஸ்ருதி சுத்தம், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் த இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்ருதி சுத்தம், லய சுத்தம், பாவ சுத்தம், சாகித்ய சுத்தம், இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு ஒன்றுமே தெரியாது. ஐ மீன் இப்போ கூட ஒன்றுமே தெரியாது. அவள் ஏதோ சொல்லி கொடுத்தா பயங்கர ஸ்ட்ரிக்டாக இருப்பா. மை மாம் வாஸ் ஆல்சோ வெரி ஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் அட் ஹோம். So
practice as in there's a benevolence to it, obviously.
No, practice பண்ணி ஆகணும், no matter what.
Okay.
So I didn't I guess it's good that I wasn't too rebellious a child. So I guess சமத்தெல்லாம் கிடையாது, but not I didn't put up too much of a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Miss Kutti also make you learn a language? Sanskrit taniya kathunkano appdin sonala, because your pronunciation, your diction, I have learned Sanskrit and I do see the pronunciation certain times are not really optimal.
No, I've just been taught well. I don't know any of the languages on my own. It's my biggest regret. I know it's not too late to learn. I definitely want to learn. I plan to learn at least one language. Tamil I know the script. பஸ் போர்டெலாம் மெட்ராஸ் போகும்போது பஸ் போர்டெலாம் பார்த்து ஸ்கிரிப்ட் கற்றுங்க. ஆமாம், மெட்ராஸில் பெரிய ஹெல்ப் தெரியுமா அது. தமிழ் மேலேயே இங்கிலீஷ் போட்டிருப்பான், அதனால யூ கேன் கோரிலேட். மற்ற ஊர்லலாம் அப்படி இல்லை, லோக்கல் பாஷை தான்.
ஆமாம்,
இப்படி பாம்பேலாம் போனால் அவ்வளோதான், இருந்தால் தான் தேவையில்லை. நான் தனியாக ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது நாங்கள்லாம். ஸோ
so that was that.
Yes, that was that. Sundararajan sir, basically he molded me into like a ஒரு மியூசிஷியன் ஒரு மாதிரி சொல்லிக்கிற மாதிரி அவர் தான் பண்ணார், ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஃபுல். எனக்கு ஏதோ கொஞ்சம் வர்ணம் பாட தெரியும், கீர்த்தனம் பாட தெரியும். when I started learning from him, actually kind of a chance thing. Me and my sister went to learn violin from him. ஒரு மாசத்துல கை வலிக்கிறதுன்னு போய் சொல்லிட்டு நான் வோக்கலுக்கு மாத்திட்டேன்.
But you were learning vocal in LA. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஏன் violin? Of course, I'm not saying you should not learn violin.
You know, my parents, the usual thing, I suppose it's usual here in the US, the voice breaking for guys, the voice breaking சமயத்தில் வந்து ஏதாவது டச் விட்டு போகக்கூடாது, in case it's a painful period,
சரி,
ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண முடியாது, டச் விட்டு போகக்கூடாது, இன்னும் அந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் போகக்கூடாது. ஸோ some instrument, it's like, I guess they think it's advisable to learn, I suppose.
So you could not take vocal lessons after you
Moved where?
From to India, because you were in LA. 10 வருஷம் கத்துட்டு then what happened? Like,
I only moved when I was 21. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி visits தான் இந்தியாக்கு.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the visit la?
Yeah, a visit I learned from Sundarajan sir, and when he came to the US, you know, he still tours, you know, extensively. So when he came here, I learned from him. அப்புறம் I learned briefly from செங்கல்பட்டு ரங்கநாதன். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி வைரமங்கல் லட்சுமி நாராயணன். 2 பெரியவாள்கிட்ட வந்து நான் கொஞ்சம் கற்றுருக்கேன், வெரி ப்ரீஃப்லி அண்ட் quite young, but a little older when I learned from Chengalpet Mama, so I really got a good grounding in Neraval singing. That he's known as a, you know, Pallavi expert, but it's actually kind of a disservice to his enormous vidvat. ராகம் எப்படி பாடுவார், நெரவல் எப்படி பாடுவார், அதெல்லாம் வந்து நான் கொஞ்சம் கச்சேரி கேட்டிருக்கேன் கொஞ்சம், and you know, the little experiences I had in class. Mahavidwan அவர், it's a little unfortunate that he has been, you know, pigeonholed into that Pallavi
closet. Yeah.
So அவர்கிட்ட ஆக்சுவலி நிரவல் தான் வந்து நிறைய ஒரு மாதிரி பாடி ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் கற்றுனேன்.
So just before you proceed with the talking about the other, you know, Sriram Kumar sir as well, the pigeonholing, that's what is there a positive, or how do you define
in
a musician?
general?
Like, you know, to me it looked like yesterday everything was served like reshwalaya on the platter la வந்து கொடுத்த மாதிரி இருந்தது எல்லாமே. It was all nicely packaged, not intellectually. I'm not saying that it was played to the gallery at all. I'm saying that it just was so proportionate. Nobody could say that இதுதான் வந்து இதெல்லாம் நல்லா இல்லை அது மாதிரி. You couldn't really say that. So how do you make sure that we are not pigeonholed, or why would you think that anyone would pigeonhole? Is that a problem with the Rasika group, or in general in the Carnatic community?
I wouldn't say with the Carnatic music community as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I think any community like this is just with a little specifics changed here and there. It's just a reflection of society as a whole. You know what I mean? So society as a whole, you know, generally as people, we like to associate with familiarity. That's one thing.
Yeah.
And then we like to say things are a certain way because it's easier for us to understand if it's like that. It makes it more simplistic. You know what I mean? So வந்து எப்படி சொல்றது, இப்போ முசிறி ஏர்வாள்னா வந்து ரொம்ப பாவ சங்கீதம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவா. ஐ மீன் கம் ஆன், ஐ மீன் ஸோ ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்காக சொல்கிறேன்.
ஓகே.
ஜிஎன்பின்னா பிரிக்கா, ரைட்? ஐ மீன் திஸ் இஸ் மதுரமணினா சர்வலகு. ஐ மீன் வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஒன்றுமே வேற ஒன்றுமே பண்ணலையா, ரைட்? செங்கல்பட்டு ரங்கநாதன்னா பல்லவி. I mean, it's just human nature, I think. But it's our duty as musicians and to look beyond that. And இவாள்லாம் மகா வித்வான்கள் இவாள்லாம். So to look at them, you know, holistically and then take as much as we can. அதான் நான் சொன்னேனே, நம்ம புத்தி எட்டின அளவுக்கு வந்து அவளை பார்த்து என்ன எடுத்துக்க முடியுமோ வந்து எடுத்துக்கிறது தான்.
எப்படி, how do you see? I think you are a Rasika too, you know, before you became a musician.
They're always Rasikas. Always. Everybody is always Rasika.
So how do you make sure that we are not closeting, we are not pigeonholing? What is that you would look into a concert and make sure that it is not, or what we should be doing to make the Rasikatvam a lot more broad-minded?
I'm not really sure actually. I mean, there's only so much you can, you know, say to other people, like don't do this, don't do that, or don't pigeonhole or something. But it's human tendency to do that.
Okay.
So நம்ம duty என்னன்னா, I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, it's not that I consciously try to unpigeonhole myself,
okay,
if you will.
Okay.
I just sing. It's just a reflection of what I was taught, what I think is beautiful in quotes.
Okay.
And if it happens to be that you felt that you're not able to pigeonhole me, then I'm happy, right? I'm thankful. But ஜென்ரலாக வந்து என்ன கச்சேரி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் கச்சேரி இட் செல்ஃப் a presentation of art is it in itself some kind of package. It is not pure art. It may be
it has its constraints.
it may seem to the listening public or the viewing public, whatever art it may be, as art, but it's not, because it's a performance, it's a presentation, so there's a little bit of difference.
So when is it art? When Ram sings, how does he sing and becomes art? I know, of course, this is art as well, as you said, but what would be an ideal, plausible scenario? Or what?
It's hard, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how to answer that, because I mean,
During
there are some things that we are conditioned to, right?
Yeah.
ஒரு கச்சேரினா வந்து இப்படி தான் போகணும் அப்படின்னு கச்சேரி போக்கு வந்து we are conditioned to do that, so I still fall into that you know that framework.
Okay.
So I guess removing the frameworks and being completely free and being, I guess, oblivious to anybody that's listening and just expressing yourself without any filter or without any, you know, mental hang-ups, without any conditioning, would be pure art. That's what I think. But whether that's ideal or not, I mean, I don't know.
Okay. So
Right?
you don't have a strong opinion about it.
Yeah, I don't have too much of a strong opinion. I just go as I feel, kind of, in the concert. Because I know I have a plan in mind, and you know, I decide what to sing, and I try. And the one thing I try to do is, and my gurus have taught me, is to, you know, bring a variety of things in composers, talas,
Yeah.
ragas,
Right.
right? I mean, that's just basic.
Correct.
So
Yeah, I think that's shown, you know, because
in fact, even Manodharmam பாடுறதுல வந்து there's so many ways you can sing a raga.
Yeah.
Even one raga, there's so many ways you can approach it.
Yeah.
கீர்த்தனத்துக்கு தந்தாப்புல பாடலாம், லைட் ஸ்வரம் பாடுறது வெவ்வேறு கால பிரமாணத்தில் பாடலாம். நிரவல் வந்து so many types of நிரவல், ரைட்? சில நிரவல்லாம் வந்து டைட்டாக பாடணும், ஒவ்வொரு லைக் each syllable has to fall in its proper place. சிலதெல்லாம் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஒரு மாதிரி breezy is a good word actually. Like ஒரு மாதிரி, you know, தாளம் அப்படியே it will just be there.
Correct. தாளம் இருக்கும், but you have a lot of these Dikshita Kritis are
I mean,
like that.
Just,
நல்லா பாடலாம். Correct.
So
these are things. Absolutely. Yesterday's thing was, as you said, you know, Shankarabharanam, Mukhari, then Pratimadhyama Varali, then the Nari Ritigola, then the Triloka Mata was Paras, right? Yeah. Beautiful, you know, variety in Shama Shastri Lendethu Dikshita, you know. I think that, to me, that's what a classical concert is defined, when you actually sing Trinity compositions.
Definitely.
Right?
This is something that has always been taught by all my gurus.
Correct.
To give importance to the Trinity.
Correct.
But especially when I started learning from Sri Ram Kumar, that really got.
Let's get back to the track now.
Yeah.
How long have you been learning from?
For about 5 years.
Okay.
And I consider myself so fortunate to be with a person like him.
Yeah.
Not just music, but lifestyle. எப்படி இருக்கணும், you know, his qualities. So நான் திருப்பி என் புத்தி எட்டின அளவுக்கு வந்து I just look at him and I try to take what I can.
More than that, I think
but just being around him, you know, having his company, his good graces, I guess that's kind of a formal way of saying it, but
what a you know, it's just not lucky, it's just more than that, right?
anugraham da enak, I firmly believe that.
Yeah, I think that's the right word. You know, you're singing, அவர் வந்து அவங்க கூட உட்காந்து அவர் வயலின் வாசிச்சு அவரோட காம்போசிஷன் நீங்க பாடி அது மேல, I mean, it is like just too much, right?
I consider myself very fortunate, very blessed. And to almost the same thing, Arun Prakash is it's actually a very limited portrait of himself that he gives in a concert, as just, you know, ஒரு பக்கவாத்தியம் வாசிச்சு ஒரு மிருதங்கம் வாசிக்கிறது. He is actually a much bigger musical figure than that. He's a outstanding composer. I've sung many of his pallavis and things in of course his laya prowess is very well known. His, you know, approach to laya, the various nadesலாம் வாசிக்கிறதெல்லாம் வந்து I'm not sure whether anybody
yesterday
has
I saw
like
that combo and the composition, the kind of syncopation.
You mean it's just completely it makes you feel so free,
Yeah.
and you can just do
Yeah,
whatever you want, and
you guys
it's
were all
so comfortable.
Exactly. I mean, I think the music, the melody was just flowing on its own, and the rhythm was just accentuating it right
Yeah.
amount aptly through
Yeah.
through the.
So I've been influenced by him a lot. You know, even my music. பெரிய musician அவர் சாத்தியமா பாடுவார். So these two people have been very influential in my life and my music, obviously. So very thankful for that.
That's so great, so great. Any last words that you would tell? That's my general.
It is what I guess Sri Ram Kumar told me
Yeah.
to learn music as a art without too much, without any expectation, and then whatever happens happens. Or not just music, anything that one is passionate about, just pursue it sincerely and without any like it's not like a give and take, you know what I mean, like you do something and then you expect something out of it.
Immediately.
Yeah, அப்படி இல்லை, you know. So if you're passionate about something, just pursue it sincerely and work hard, I guess. I don't know.
The next 5-10 years, or what do you want to, how do you imagine your music platform would look like, music scene would look like? I know you're singing a lot of concerts, you're touring. Are you also teaching?
No, I'm not. I mean, I've been asked by a few people, but
Yeah. Do you want
I feel like I cannot, as of now, I cannot devote enough time to
teach?
Yeah.
Okay. But do you see that you probably will leave back a legacy?
Oh no, those things are too early to talk about. I'm just, it's like
Maybe you might have a dream. You don't have to talk about it, but
I think actually one of my biggest positives is I don't have too much tangible in mind, to achieve.
this is just getting started. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, like it's been like what, in the quote unquote professional life or whatever, it's just been 4 years, and I'm just happy doing what I'm doing. I have the good fortune of being mentored by great people. I'm happy in life, and I guess I would expect to do more of the same, I suppose, for the next 5-10 years, and whatever happens happens.
I think we also expect the same, Ram. I think when you are singing, I mean, it's just. I think it's just the beginning. That obviously, I've heard you 8 to 10 years back, as I said. Now this is what it is today.
Yeah.
But the fact that you don't really have, I think you're a very good example of how to live in the now, and how to be in the present, and enjoy what exactly you're doing. Go into your being so that you can touch other beings. I think that is my.
I mean, if it happens, I'm happy, but that's not something you can expect of yourself. You just you have to work hard, and if it happens that you are able to touch somebody in some way, then I guess it's worth it.
Absolutely.
So,
and you are. So you take it from
yeah,
here.
thank you.
That is,
so
that
nice
is your
of you to say.
modesty
Thank
speaking.
you. Thank you.
Ramakrishnan, thanks a lot for your time.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.